Hello and welcome. We just got finished reading How Men and Women Got Together. And I have to say, that is the most 2000s romantic comedy story that I have read to date. This feels like something out of a Disney Channel, maybe not Disney Channel, something a little more adult, a Nickelodeon a movie made for like the upper high school to early college age demographic, but using the backdrop of Native Americans and the beginning of family and marriages and how men and women met. My goodness, that was funny. It was really hard not to start laughing at part of it. It starts off, just with the old man. And he's like, I created men and women. I created, everything roughly. And it's really good that men and women exist. They get to do their own thing. But what if we met? And so he went over, sees the women. Oh my goodness, they're beautiful teepees. They can make clothes. Incredible. Comes back to the guys who are all just, muddy, dusty, whatever. They can, they're like very useful, but not very pretty. He's like, guys, women are great. We should go over and see what's up with them. And he even says, he's like, I'll create something very beautiful whenever we meet. Something that'll be wonderful to do. Which is just funny because he's like, I got to get them to like each other and then I got to get them to kiss. And the chief woman gets a lady to follow him, and then she sees everybody and she comes back and she's like, all the food that these people have is amazing. We wouldn't be able to make so much food. We could definitely use the skills that they have. They're like, really? Wow, that'd be so cool. So let's do something about this, I guess. And so the men finally show up and the women are like, yeah, men. And they're like, men, they aren't so cool. And so they start attacking him and the men are like, what's this? You're like all pretty. And then you start attacking us. All right, whatever, fine. Bye. So the men leave. And then the women are like, yeah, get gone. We don't need you. You're ugly. You smell bad too. Now everybody's upset though, because the women are kind of like, I don't know. Kind of miss the men though. And the men are like, man, women suck. Yeah, women do suck. Kind of miss them though. The old man's like, all right. Look, hear me out. We'll try meeting them on their own terms. I'll beautify myself. And then I'll go back to the chief woman and I'll show her that we can be civilized, that we can dress nice, that we can do all the same things that they do, and they'll be impressed by us. So just give me a minute. Does all this stuff. And then the women are like, maybe if we took our clothes off and only had loincloths like the guys, they'd be more attracted to us. And that's just the funniest thing. It's like, women, how do we attract men? Take our clothes off. Perfect. No notes. They nailed it. First try. First guess. Nailed it. What if we took our clothes off? Men would like that, right? Yeah, savage. So anyways, old man comes over and he's looking all pretty. He's like, yes, I did everything up just for the women. I'm sure they're going to like us now. And the women are like, it's a man. Quick, take your clothes off. We're in the middle of killing everything. Just leave the blood on. Bring the knives too. It'll look cool. Goes up and the old guy's like, y'all smell terrible. Y'all look horrible. Y'all aren't pretty like y'all were. And y'all coming at me with weapons again. Peace out again. Goes back to the dudes and just like, I'm telling you guys, we need to give up. There's no hope with these women. They're just not working out for us. And the women are like, oh no, what did we do wrong? We didn't do anything wrong. We tried meeting them on their own terms. You know what? Let's just go back into our natural state of being pretty, wearing nice things, and yada, 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 homemaking stuff, right? And then we'll go back. And smelling good. Sorry, smelling good's also important. That is actually true. Smelling good is very important. I have stopped passing certain women on the street before just because they smelled good. And then I looked. And then you're like, do I want to? Most of the time you decide not to because you're busy. Regardless, smelling good does matter, just in case anyone was wondering. And off of that, they go back to the men, and the men are like, maybe we should just try one more time. Maybe just like one more time. We can figure out something, but we try one more time to figure out how to get the women to like us. And the women show up, and they're like, oh, quick. Clean yourselves, dude. Look nice. Look presentable, all right? Put on something a little more covering than that, but not all that covering, because the women seem to kind of like this, the bicep. And so the guys all do that. They clean themselves. They fix their hair. They put feathers in. And the old man goes up to the head chief woman, and he's like, all right, me and you, let's talk some things out, because I have an idea. And then, boy, he just gets right to the point of the thing that he wanted to create at the beginning, to justify men and women's existence and meeting each other. And the best part, and again, one of the most just like early 2000s TV movie comedy thing you could imagine. The two men and women that started it, they meet and they're like, this is nice. Let's go tell everybody else about this awesome, nice thing that we like. Yeah. And they go back and it's just an empty camp. No one is there. And it's like, where the heck is everybody? And then everybody starts coming back to the middle of the camp, and they all just like big smiles all around. I mean, like, oh, you know what just happened. You know what just happened. And then all of them pair off and go live on their own. I'm sorry. That is just phenomenal. That's so not an origin story as it is just a comedy. If somebody made this movie today, it would be a big comedy. You just still have to make it, pretty competently, but it would be so much funny. Even if you just modernized it and put it in this time period, I don't care. That's funny. That story is so funny. Anyways, that's what I got out of the story. What did you get out of this story? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit like, subscribe. And if you liked this, check out one of these other videos right here. And I hope to see you soon. Oof.